Hey all, this is Andy from Tense with Andy, and today I'll be reviewing the Diadem Elevate FS, 98 square inches. So a lot to unpack, and as you guys know, I have a relationship with Diadem, but at the same time, I'm going to be completely upfront and honest and transparent with you with regards to this review. So first of all, it's a 98 square inch racket, 16 by 20. Balance point 320 millimeters unstrung. Swing weight not listed on the website, but I called Diadem. It's 289 unstrung, so strung is about 319 if my math is correct. And what other things to note? So it comes obviously with a flat beam, so 21.5 millimeters thick throughout. So in summary, I would say this was a very, bold move for a smaller company, and that I feel like this racket, at least for me, this is all from my personal opinion, this racket stock, I wouldn't go into a match with it stock. I feel like it needs more weight in the head. But at the same time, I feel this racket is ripe for customization for a stronger guy like myself who's looking for a little bit more weight and plow through. This racket is perfect in that it's so comfortable. I mean, extremely comfortable. I've been coming off a shoulder/tricep injury and really needed something comfortable to not feel as much pain. So this racket is extremely comfortable and one where I've put various strings in it and it's worked well. And the couple of things that I went through a process and I really took the time to demo this and to go through the various ways to modify it. So again, let me repeat, stock, I wouldn't go into a match that mattered with this racket. Customized, this is one of the best rackets that I've used and one which I feel is A in backhand, A in forehand, and just really good overall solid racket customized. Well, let's go through what I've done and why I feel the way I do. So again, this racket is very comfortable. I think it lacks a little bit of weight in the head, and the way I compensated with this is I added 2 grams at 12. And what that does is it bumps up the swing weight by about 6.5 points. And it also gives me that feeling of being able, having the ball like dive in at the last moment, which weight at 12 does, right? So when I first did this, right, I find that putting weight at 12, like I lose, I start to lose a little bit of the feel of the racket, and that's something where I really enjoy. I like that feel and feeling the ball really cutting across the strings, right? So next thing I did is I added weight at 5 and 7, or probably like 530 and 630, so about 2 grams there. To sort of give me that feel. And I find like whenever I add racket weight in the throat and around 6 o'clock, it stiffens up the frame. This is just me subjectively, right? And it gives me lots of feel. But I don't necessarily like it at the throat, so I added it around like 5:30 and 6:30. So it's added 2 grams there. Again, it gave me that feel, and I also got the extra power from having the weight at 12. So to counterbalance, I put 4 grams at the handle, and that was sort of the perfect setup for me. I was able to hit loopier rally ball and also flatten out when I needed to flatten out. I tried putting weight at, in addition to that, I tried putting some weight at 3 and 9, so 2 grams to bring the static weight up to 315 total. But I felt for me it flattened out my shot a bit too much, and that's something where I like the optionality to hit flat or to hit loopier with spin. So overall, great racket. and one that I think is ripe for customization. My ideal spec with this was 2 grams at 12 to 2 grams at like 5 and 7, and then 4 grams in the handle, right? And so now, you guys who have been following the channel, you're like, so that sounds very similar to the Elevator, right? So the Elevator, the Diadem Elevator, you know that I've used that for 9 months or so. And before I go into that, like, don't switch rackets as much as I do. As do as I say and not as I do. I think I just enjoy switching rackets and enjoy getting that different feel. So I'll be going back and forth between different rackets, and hopefully I find the one that I stick to. But back to my journey on the Elevator. So I used it for about a year, right, or 9 months, and as I mentioned before, that's like a B+/A- in pretty much every category, and it comes in at 315 grams, and it's just a really solid racket overall. Doesn't really, I think maybe it shines in its comfort and backhand. This is the Elevator, but everything else is just B+/A-, which is what you'd want in a frame, like something that doesn't have an apparent weakness. But I think like with the Elevate, I kind of like what Diadem did, and that's why I said at the beginning it was bold, and that they kind of left it unfinished. Like it's like a piece of art that was left unfinished, and it's left for you to fill in the blanks and to make it yours. So the Elevate is really finicky, or is really, what's the right word? Sensitive to the weight that you add, and also to strings. So if you're more of a flatter hitter, just add some weight at 309, maybe counterbalance to the handle. I mean, you get a solid flat frame, flatter hitter frame that I felt like gives me tons of plow through, but it doesn't necessarily have the large amount of weight as sort of like the RF97A or the V-Core Pro 330, but you can still get tons of plow through in that, right? So back to the Elevate versus Elevator. I think what Diadem did, and if anybody's from Diadem is actually watching this, please confirm, is that they heard a lot of feedback from the Elevate, and that like it would need some additional weight at the head and some more on the handle. And they made the Elevator, and which is a really, really good racket and just ready to use off the bat, right? So just in doing the analysis and sort of playing around with the specs, my rough estimation is that they added like 1.75 grams at 12 on the Elevate, and then 8.25 grams in the handle to make the Elevator, and that will lead to swing weight of about 296 unstrung, and then it'll also give you the 315 millimeter balance point that you see in the Elevator. And for me personally, that was really good, but I really wanted the Elevator. One thing that I struggled with a little bit was the forehand, and to be completely honest, most of it is user error. Like that's my fault in not being able to hit clean forehands. But like, I know personally I prefer that sort of polarized feel, and I would benefit from the added stiffness, like from stiffness and feel from adding weight at 5 and 7 or 6 o'clock, like I did. So my goal when I was customizing the Elevate was to sort of bring it up to around the same static weight as the Elevator, but have it to be an A in forehand and A in backhand, right? As opposed to like A- of the Elevator. And so that's why overall I'd say the Elevate is a pro stock frame, and that it's really right for customization. If you're like me, a bigger guy or lady, and like to hit the ball hard and like a really solid feeling racket, and you have the patience to go with a hitter partner, add some weight to your racket, then I definitely would recommend the Diadem Elevate. excellent job by Diadem. If you want a racket that's like the Pro Staffs and but it's one where it's pretty much ready to go off of from when you buy it, then I'd say get the Elevator. Fantastic racket, or at least demo the Elevator. But you can't go wrong with either. And just keep an open mind. And again, Diadem, great job. And I look forward to reviewing some more of the products. So hopefully this is helpful. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe. Thank you. This is Andy.